God is clearing your path by removing people, and though you may not always understand the timing or the reason, there is something unfolding behind the scenes that has been written for you long before you ever took your first breath. You may feel the weight of confusion when familiar hands slip away, when voices you once trusted fade into silence, or when people you thought would walk with you forever suddenly become distant memories. But God wants you to know that He is working with precision, not punishment, intention, not rejection, protection, not loss. Every separation He allows is a shift towards something He has prepared. Every closed door is a shield. Every departure is a deliverance you may not recognize yet. And even now, He is whispering into the deepest parts of you that the people who walked out could not walk where He is taking you next. He understands the ache that sits inside your heart, the sting of unexpected endings, the heaviness of unspoken questions. But He is not asking you to understand everything today. He is asking you to trust that He sees beyond what you can see. He is clearing your path from people who drained your spirit, who dimmed your light, who spoke fear into your dreams, who carried envy behind their smiles, who took more than they gave, who loved you with conditions, and who could not grow with you into the person He is shaping you to become. Some of these people were attachments, not assignments. Some were temporary chapters, not permanent anchors. And some were lessons in disguise, preparing you for the version of yourself that is emerging through every trial you've endured. God is removing people who don't belong in your future blessings because not everyone can handle what He's getting ready to place in your hands. Not everyone can walk into the room He is preparing for you. Not everyone has the heart to grow at the level He is elevating you. Some would have sabotaged what He is building through you. Some would have carried doubt into your divine opportunities. Some would have spoken confusion into places where He intended to plant clarity. And some would have loved you in ways that broke you instead of built you. That is why the separation may feel sudden, but the protection is ancient. God saw what their presence would cost you later. So He allowed the distance now. When old connections fall off, it's because new favor is coming. When circles shrink, destiny expands. When old voices fade, divine direction becomes clearer. You may feel lonely, but you are not alone. You may feel empty, but you are being made ready. Sometimes God isolates you before He elevates you. Sometimes He hides you before He presents you. Sometimes He strips you before He fills you. But every moment of separation is actually a moment of preparation. You are being aligned, preserved, and positioned for the greatest season of clarity you have ever walked in. There are people you loved deeply who were never meant to understand your calling. People you trusted who were never meant to carry your dreams. People you gave your heart to who were never meant to hold it forever. God saw what their presence would do to you in a season where your spirit needs to be sharper, stronger, braver, and clearer. So He removed them, not to hurt you, but to heal you. Not to punish you, but to prepare you. Not to break you, but to break what was breaking you. Even now, God is clearing the noise from around you. He is silencing the opinions that burdened you. He is cutting ties that were quietly draining your peace. He is dismantling connections that were built on pretense instead of purpose. He is removing the hands that held you without honoring you. He is releasing you from the expectations that suffocated your growth. You may not have been able to let these people go on your own, but God, in His mercy, stepped in and did what your heart was too loyal to do. He is freeing you from relationships that were good to you but not good for you, from friendships that were familiar but no longer fruitful, from connections that were comfortable but keeping you small. And as He clears your path, He is also clearing your heart. He is removing the fear of abandonment. He is healing the wounds from betrayal. He is comforting the places inside you that still shake when you remember those who left. He is restoring your confidence, your worth, your voice, your fire. He is reminding you that people may walk away, but His presence never will. People may change, but His promise does not. Hearts may shift, but His plan remains steady. And everything He removes, He replaces with better. Everything He takes, He transforms. Everything He ends, He resurrects with purpose. Your journey is about to become lighter. Your circle is about to become purer. Your steps are about to become clearer. You will look back one day, maybe sooner than you think, and thank God for every person He removed, because you will see how your spirit began to breathe again. You will see how your mind regained peace. You will see how your dreams grew stronger. You will see how you rose into the person those old connections could not have handled. You will see how God protected you from storms disguised as friendships, from burdens disguised as relationships, from distractions disguised as loyalty. And you will realize that God did not take anything from you, He only removed what was taking His place. There are blessings ahead that require a different version of you, one with stronger boundaries, deeper wisdom, and greater spiritual sensitivity. That is why God is removing people who would have weakened those qualities. He is surrounding you with clarity so you can hear Him. He is surrounding you with space so you can grow. He is surrounding you with solitude so your spirit can reset. You are entering a season where the right people will find you, the right doors will open, the right opportunities will align, and the right relationships will pour into you rather than drain you. But this new season cannot be built with old connections. You are being called forward. You are being called higher. You are being called into alignment with your purpose. The people who could not respect your growth no longer have access to your journey. The people who mocked your dreams no longer have influence over your decisions. The people who made you question your worth no longer have permission to shape your thoughts. God is drawing a boundary around your destiny. He is protecting what He planted in you. And He is removing anyone who is not equipped to honor what He is preparing through you. There is a divine shift happening in your relationships, and though it may feel uncomfortable, it is necessary. Some people are being removed because their season in your life has ended. Some are being removed because their heart was not aligned with yours. Some are being removed because their presence would have delayed your blessings. And some are being removed simply because God has something greater for you than they were willing or able to support. Every departure is part of the divine rearranging. And every rearranging is part of your rising. God is clearing your path so that when He brings the right people, the right love, the right friendships, the right support, the right mentors, and the right opportunities, there will be room for them. He is making space in your life for what aligns with your purpose, not your past. He is making space for connections built on truth, not convenience. He is making space for relationships rooted in loyalty, not jealousy. He is making space for companions who walk with you, not against you. You are stepping into a future where the people around you will genuinely celebrate your wins, uplift your spirit, push you closer to God, and walk with you through storms with unwavering faith. God is not taking anything away from you. He is taking you away from what was hindering you. And soon you will see that everything He removed was replaced with something more stable, more peaceful, more loving, more aligned, and more divine than anything you lost. One day, everything will make sense. The tears, the silence, the distance, the breaks, all of it will be seen as part of the blueprint of your transformation. And now, as you move deeper into this season of divine separation, God wants you to feel the shift happening inside your spirit. You may notice that certain conversations no longer interest you, certain environments no longer feel right, certain interactions no longer sit peacefully in your heart. That is not you becoming distant, that is God refining your sensitivity. He is heightening your awareness so you can discern who is meant to stay and who is meant to go. You are not losing people, you are losing the weight they carried, the influence they held, the distractions they created. Every time your spirit feels uneasy around someone, it is God warning you that their presence is misaligned with your destiny. You are being taught to trust your inner clarity more, to recognize spiritual tension, to listen when God whispers that a season is ending. Some people were placed in your life to teach you how to love deeply, but also how to let go gracefully. Others came to show you your strength by breaking you in places you didn't know could heal. Some entered your life with joy but left with lessons, and God is reminding you that every person held a purpose, even the ones who hurt you. Their departure is not a failure, it is a completion. Once they played their part in your growth, God turned the page, because your story was always meant to continue without them. Every time you tried to hold on to someone God was removing, things became heavier, more confusing, more painful. That is because divine separation cannot be reversed by human attachment. What God closes, no one can reopen. What God ends, no one can resurrect. What God removes, no one can cling to without breaking. Even now, you may feel a strange mixture of peace and sadness, clarity and uncertainty, relief and longing. This is the emotional unfolding that happens when God detoxes your life. The soul feels the release before the mind understands it. The heart feels the shift before the future reveals it. God is asking you not to fight what He is taking away, because what He removes is always replaced with something that aligns with the next level of your growth. You have outgrown certain dynamics. You have outgrown certain energies. You have outgrown environments that once felt like home but now feel too small for who you are becoming. God is stretching you into a larger version of yourself, and not everyone can stretch with you. There were people who only connected with you because it benefited them, not because it blessed you. People who stayed close to your light but never carried their own. People who admired you in public but doubted you in private. People who wanted access to your energy but gave nothing back to your spirit. And for a long time, you ignored the signs because your heart was kind, your loyalty was deep, and your hope was stronger than their intention. But God saw the truth before you did. He saw the silent envy, the hidden resentment, the small attempts to sabotage your progress, the quiet criticisms behind your back, the subtle ways they tried to dim your confidence. He is removing these people so your spirit can breathe again, so your purpose can flourish, so your peace can settle without interference. The truth is, not everyone who claps for you is celebrating you. Some clap because they want to appear supportive while hoping you don't rise too high. Some stay close to observe your journey, not to uplift it. Some pretend to care so they won't lose access to you. And God, in His mercy, is cutting these invisible strings so you are no longer tied to hearts that do not align with yours. He is freeing you from emotional entanglements that hindered your clarity. He is releasing you from obligations that were never yours to carry. He is separating you from opinions that were shaping your decisions when they were never meant to guide you. He is pulling you away from attachments that were draining your strength and distracting your focus. You may not understand why certain people you loved with sincerity were removed, but one day you will look back and see that you bloomed the moment they left. You will see that your peace returned. You will see that your purpose ignited. You will see that your confidence grew. Some people only loved the version of you that played small. They were comfortable with your silence, not your voice. Comfortable with your insecurities, not your healing. Comfortable with your fear, not your courage. Comfortable with your brokenness, not your breakthrough. When God began to elevate you internally, they felt threatened, and instead of growing with you, they distanced themselves or tried to pull you backward. That is why God intervened. You are entering a season where He will surround you with people who match your spirit, who support your calling, who speak life into your dreams, who celebrate your growth even when it surpasses their own, who walk with integrity, tenderness, and truth. People who will not compete with you but complete the environment God needs for your purpose to flourish. People who will pray with you, grow with you, understand you, and commit to the journey without fear of your rising. These are the souls God is preparing to bring into your life, and the reason your path is being cleared is so there is room for them to enter without the interference of the past. God is also healing the silent wounds caused by the people He removed. He is touching the places where you were misunderstood. He is soothing the pain of being taken for granted. He is easing the sting of betrayal that still sits in your memory. He is washing away the emotional residue left behind by people who mishandled your heart. You may feel the tenderness of healing, the deep ache that lingers in places where you once loved fully. But this tenderness is not weakness, it is evidence that God is renewing you. He is restoring your trust in people, your belief in love, your expectation of goodness. He is preparing you for relationships that uplift, not drain, relationships that build, not break, relationships that honor, not exploit. Your future is too meaningful for God to allow the wrong hands to touch it. Your calling is too sacred for Him to let the wrong voices influence it. Your destiny is too powerful for Him to let the wrong people walk beside you. So He steps in, not because you are weak, but because your assignment is strong. Not because you cannot let go, but because He knows you deserved better long before you realized it. He removes people quietly, gracefully, sometimes painfully, but always purposefully. And with every removal comes a release. With every release comes a rise. And with every rise comes revelation. And now God is bringing you into the final stretch of this transformation, where everything that once confused you will begin to make sense, where the pieces you thought were broken forever will start aligning with purpose, and where your heart will finally feel the peace that was delayed but never denied. You are arriving at the season where you will breathe differently, think differently, walk differently, love differently, and choose differently. The weight of old connections that once clung to your spirit is lifting, and the clarity you could not access before is rising like light from within. God is cleansing your path not only of people but of patterns, habits, fears, and attachments that kept you from seeing yourself the way He sees you, chosen, capable, worthy, protected, and destined for more than you ever imagined. There were moments when you wondered if you were the problem, if you were too much, too emotional, too loyal, too forgiving, too loving. But God is assuring you now that your heart was never the issue. The issue was the people who did not know how to value a spirit like yours. A heart like yours needs purity, not pretense. It needs depth, not distance. It needs loyalty, not leverage. It needs connection rooted in love, not convenience. That is why He removed those who drained your kindness, those who took advantage of your softness, those who entered your life with temporary intentions while you gave them permanent access. Your love was not wasted, it was planted. Every tear watered your growth. Every disappointment taught your spirit something sacred. And God is turning every hurt into wisdom. You are not losing people, you are losing illusions. You are not being abandoned, you are being aligned. You are not being isolated, you are being insulated. God is placing you in a season where your solitude is not emptiness but elevation. You will feel Him more clearly. You will hear your own soul more honestly. You will recognize your worth without needing validation. And you will discover that peace is not something you chase, it is something that returns when the wrong people leave. This peace coming to you is not fragile or temporary, it is the kind that anchors you, stabilizes you, strengthens you, and opens your eyes to how much God has been protecting you all along. In this final stage of your transformation, God is preparing you for divine replacements, people who pour into your spirit the way you poured into others, people who show up for you with intention, people whose presence feels like clarity, not confusion, peace, not pressure, truth, not turbulence. These are the souls He's been saving for a season where you are strong enough to receive without fear, healed enough to trust without hesitation, and wise enough to choose without repeating old cycles. The connections coming to you will not mimic the past. They will honor the version of you that survived the storms. They will respect the boundaries you fought to build. They will walk beside you with consistency, compassion, and purpose. You will no longer feel the need to shrink yourself to keep peace. You will no longer bend your spirit to fit into places that do not value it. You will no longer exhaust your heart trying to prove your worth to people who refuse to see it. God has removed those patterns from your life by removing the people who reinforced them. And now He is calling you to stand in your identity, in your strength, in the light He placed inside you long before the world tried to dim it. You are being positioned for blessings that require a healed heart, a clear mind, and a steady spirit. That is why the cleansing felt intense, because the elevation will be immense. Soon you will see how every person who left made space for someone God intended. How every door that closed protected you from a future disaster. How every ending redirected you toward a divine beginning. And how every loss was secretly a rescue. You will look at your life and realize that nothing was taken, it was transformed. Nothing was broken, it was rebuilt. Nothing was empty, it was being prepared to be filled with something far greater, far deeper, far more aligned with the calling on your life. And you will thank God. Not just for what He brought but for what He removed. Not just for what He answered but for what He denied. Not just for who came but for who left. Because all of it together created the version of you who is finally ready, ready for love that doesn't wound, friendships that don't drain, purpose that doesn't confuse, and blessings that don't break you. Ready for a life that reflects the healing you fought for, the prayers you whispered through tears, and the faith you held onto even when it trembled. You are stepping into a season where your hands will hold what your heart prayed for. Where your spirit will rise without resistance. Where your peace will multiply. Where the right people will meet you with the same sincerity you carry. Where God will surround you with those who protect your name in rooms where you are not present, who uplift your spirit when it trembles, who remind you of your strength on days your faith feels small. This is the season where God completes the work He began in you. The season where the wounds close for good. The season where the losses turn into lessons, the lessons turn into wisdom, the wisdom turns into elevation. You are walking into the chapter that required every ending, every separation, every tear, every moment of confusion. And soon, the clarity you prayed for will come, not as a whisper but as a revelation. You will stand in a place you once begged God to bring you to, and you will know, without a doubt, that every person removed was part of the divine clearing that made your path straight. Your future is ready. Your spirit is ready. Your heart is ready. And God is saying, walk forward now. What is ahead of you is greater than anything you had to let go of.